Good day, my name is Sky, and I appreciate you spending some study time with me. I'm here to help you make money in online poker by teaching you key strategies and getting you to take action. Hey, we got a short and sweet episode for you today, so we're gonna dive right into it. Gambate! Alrighty then. So write this question on a sticky note right now. Here it is. Do they know something I don't know? So I just returned from a month-long trip to Japan with my family, and I actually got a ton of practice asking and answering that question just in the real-life setting of being in another country. Let me give you two examples of how I use this question to help me get around and to make our trip in Japan a little bit more fun and maybe stress-free, right? The first thing was after we spent our first week traveling around on trains in Tokyo, we rented a car for 3 weeks, and it was a little bit intimidating driving on the left-hand side of the street. But I made a conscious decision. As soon as I hopped behind that wheel, I'm simply going to do what the other drivers on the road are doing. So when I first pulled out into traffic, I just followed the other cars. Because here's the thing, I know what I know about driving in the United States on the right-hand side of the road. But it's a whole nother ball game when you're driving on the left-hand side. So I figured, when in Rome, or in this case, when in Japan, I was paying attention to how Japanese drivers were using their blinkers, how they turned left and right, how they would merge through traffic. When I was coming up onto an intersection, I was going to make a right turn. I slowed down. I watched all the cars ahead of me. Some of them were going straight, but I paid attention to those ones that were turning right. So I turned exactly onto the same road that they did. Because when you're used to driving on the right-hand side, when you make that right turn, you can sometimes go to the right and then you're driving on the wrong side. Another thing I often did was when we would visit a new temple, a new castle or something, and I thought I knew, okay, we need to go this direction to get to the temple entrance. Instead, I kind of paid attention to where the crowds were going. Oh, those 10 people are walking that way. That's probably the way to go. And more often than not, it was they did know where to go. They knew something I didn't know because maybe quite often they've been there before. They can read the signs better than I can. And so this question really helped me out a ton when I was in Japan. One time I didn't heed the question. We were driving and there was a group of bikers, like motorcycle riders, ahead of me. They turned off to the left suddenly and I asked myself, oh, do they know something I don't know? As I passed them, I was watching where they were heading. They were heading to an awesome lookout over the bay. Now, I wish I had I don't know, the presence of mind to just follow them when they turned off to the left, because the view looked awesome and we could have got some pretty cool pictures. And just the idea of realizing that these people know something I don't know, and then following them and then learning what they know, I missed out on a good opportunity. So on the poker tables, I want you to look for those opportunities as well. So you've already written down that question as a sticky note, attach it to your monitor, but I want you to use it over your next play session. I want you to focus on all the players at your table and look at the one or two players who you think are winning players. You can often tell this by the plays that they're making, the timing of their plays, their bet sizing, their HUD statistics. There's a lot of indicators to know that somebody's a winner. Pay attention to what they're doing and ask yourself, do they know something I don't know? When they do something that seems weird to you. Oh, he c-bet just 1/4 pot on the flop, and then he made a 150% bet on the turn? What's that about? Does he know something I don't know? He keeps 3-betting the player in seat 3. Does he know something about this player that I don't know? In 2 hands so far, he's checked the flop, and then he's made a delayed c-bet on the turn, and then barreled on the river? And he won the pot both times without seeing showdown? Does he know something I don't know? See, when you pay attention to winning players and the plays that they make, they can sometimes clue you in to actual strategies that you could potentially use for yourself. See, we've all learned what we've learned. We know what we know, but we don't know everything about poker. I like to think for myself, I probably know about 15% of what poker has to offer. That's why I'm constantly striving to learn more. I probably know 15% of cash game strategies, 15% tournament strategies, 15% sit and go strategies. I probably know about 3% when it comes to PLO. And maybe I know 1% about the game of Raz. So I only know what I know, but I can pick up on potential strategies that I can use by watching winning players. Now, I have no idea if these winning players are studying more than me, but there's a very good chance they're studying things that I am not studying. They probably know some coaches and some content creators that I've never heard of. They're watching their videos, potentially applying those strategies in-game. They're learning how to use them and make money with them. So this is a great exercise to get those gears turning in your mind. Because you're seeing somebody do something which seems to work, but you don't know how that works. So try to figure it out for yourself. Whip out Flopzilla Pro. Put his opponent on a range. Put him on a range. Think about those bet sizes. What do his sizes say about the hand he's holding? Think about his image. What does his image tell his opponent? How is he getting away with a lot of these different plays, either getting value or winning pots? And if you can't figure out what he's doing and why it's working, why is he checking flop and then delayed c-betting and barreling on the river? How does that work for him? Maybe do a little Google search. Delayed c-bet and barreling strategies. Or Google search reason to not c-bet the flop. Or do a YouTube search barreling turns and rivers. The goal here is to open your eyes to possible strategies that are going to win you more pots and win you more money. Of course, a great place to find these strategies is by watching those winning players. Well, thank you so much for listening. Go to the show notes page for today, smartpokerstudy.com/pod498. And until next time, take action both on and off the felt to become the player that you want to be.